welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to try to get the Dune Master wrapped up. We're going to try to get the body painted. Last night on the members only video, we got all electronics in it and all sorted out. 13.5 Hobby Wing quick run speed control, and Eco Power servo. Everything's working as it should. Last step, let's get this body painted and we'll be ready to run this thing. Alright guys, I started to sketch out some of the flames. We're trying to do this like, I think his name's a Sushihara. I can't exactly pronounce his name. Basically black, pink, and white. You got some lower tribal type flames at the bottom of the white. The hood actually has some like scallop style stuff, and then a couple of rows of pink tribal flames. So, me trying to do a quick paint job has turned into a project. So we're going to lay out everything that's going to be white first, because technically that should be the last thing you spray. So we'll go ahead and mask all that up first, and then we'll start laying out another set of flames, and then that should be it. We're going to try to dumb it down a little bit, but we're going to have the, you'll get the idea once it's all said and done. So there's my first set of tribal flames there on one side. I'm going to try to copy that over here, at least close, and then we'll go on to the hood design. And yeah, we're making progress. All right, for my sketching on here, I'm just using the China pen, and we're just trying to get it close. It don't have to be exact. And the good thing with this is, like I said, you can just wipe it off and try again. You can also use a Sharpie. Sharpie will require some like rubbing alcohol or something to remove it. It's a little bit more messy. Alright, I'm close, but I'm going to have to wipe that off. I'm too low back here. I'm losing my last little lick at the bottom. So I'm going to wipe it off. I'm going to move it up. Alright, as you've seen there, we had to wipe it off several times to get it everything to fit in. And again, don't have to be perfect. If you wanted to match it, you could trace this on tracing paper and transfer it over here. That way you have a design that works universally. But we didn't go through those steps. We just eyeballed it. Same deal with the front. I just found a center point of the hood and put that scallop style. All that's going to be white. So we're going to tape all this out, cut it out. And then we're going to come back and do a set of tribal flames. And then once we get the tribal flames around, we should be about ready to paint. Alright, here's where I'm just doing some more guesswork again. I'm not trying to match his paint job exactly. I'm just trying to do a version of it. So we're just going to roughly sketch in the center line of the body, just to get me somewhat symmetrical. And then we'll start laying out some flames. Not going to get, well, let's go ahead and do the hood first, because the hood will kind of set the theme of where everything's going. And doing the tribal style flames, they're not exactly symmetrical anyways. They don't have to be. All right. There's one half. We're just going to have to mimic that on the other side, and then we'll go one down the side, across the roof. Same deal. Just draw it till you like it, and go for it. All right, guys, I'm doing something different here. Changeo Planzo as usual. We got two sets of flames on here, the blue tape. What I did, I actually drew it. Got a glass countertop here. I just drew it on the tape and cut it on the glass. And put it on here, and then we cut another one, kind of exaggerated copy of the same first one, and cut two of them. So now we got two sets of flames. Now the hard part is I'm trying to reverse them. So here you got the here you've got the sticky side of the tape, and I have to flip it over to expose the sticky side to reverse it. I got it taped down onto another piece of tape that is on the glass. And I'm going to attempt, I'm not going to cut it, but I'm going to trace it with my Sharpie. And then we'll have to do the same with this one because this flame did get a little bit different where I kind of exaggerated the lines a little bit. Because I didn't want this to be a copy of the same flame on top and bottom. I want it to be somewhat unique. So we're going to trace this one with a Sharpie and then cut it out. And keep in mind that's going to be our top flame. And then try to do an exact copy of this one flipped over. And this might be easier with a piece of paper maybe. I'm just trying something different. I hadn't done this before. I have pre-cut or pre-hand cut things before, way back before I had a plotter. I'd hand cut my numbers and stuff. But for this purpose and trying not to cut into our existing flame we got here, I'm going to try to just mimic and just stick it on there. All right, we got it roughed in. Of course, our tips are taped up. And I'll just have to freehand it. Again, they don't have to match exactly. And then this one. Still got some handmade flavor to it. All right, there's our flame, and it's curling up on itself. Okay, I think we're pretty good there. And yeah, there we are. There's our one set of flames. They are slightly different. They're actually a little bit bigger than the other side. I can fix that by just trimming the edges off, but we might just leave it alone because it's not that far off between the two. This one's just a little bit fatter than this one back here. But there you go. There's one way to not have to cut on your body and to get these dual colors on here without cutting through your original flame there. Let me do the same with this one. Come back, we'll come up with something on the roof and we'll start spraying some paint. All right, we got both sides completed. We're going to do the same technique on the roof and the hood. It's going to be a lot easier because we don't have to mimic anything. I'm going to lay out about 3 strips of tape wide, overlapping just a little bit. And then we'll draw it out by hand on our glass table here. And then simply stick it out or pull it out and stick it on. And then we'll be just about ready to spray. So it's looking pretty cool. Check it out. All right, here's what we got for the hood. Simply laid the tape out and about the width of the body. It's okay if it's too much or too wide because we want this thing to look full. So I'm going to trim that out, install it, and may do one more for the roof. All right, guys, we got all the masking on. My doing it on the glass trick did not work on the hood. Doing 3 individual pieces of tape and then trying to pull it apart, it just came apart when I got it cut out. So I ended up just going back and making just 2 individual sets of flames with a piece of 1.5 inch or the 2-inch tape and put them on separately. Made it easy enough. They're not exact matches, but this flame job's kind of abstract anyways, so that's going to be fine. We did the roof. On the roof, we just drew it on the body and put the tape on as I traditionally do, just like we did on the side. But since we're not doing the outline, which it kind of really needs it, but I'm just a little bit nervous about cutting through this blue tape, trying to force it to do the outline without scoring the body because this is not cutting real good. We're going to do some like realistic fire or flames behind it, but we're going to try to do it in pink. I'm doing it with some old Fast Essence pink, which is transparent. And I whipped it up with some UVLS 4051 clear here. And put a little reducer in it. And I made a candy pink. You can kind of see through it. That's going to be the basis of our ghost flame. I did do a test panel. And it's still black. You can't really see the flame in there. But I just did a kind of quick mock-up. Just to make sure I wasn't going to make a mess. Always good to test a scrap piece. So first things first, we're going to spray candy pink over most of this body. And then we'll come back and do our real fire on it. Alright, we got to be really careful with this. It's very transparent. We're just trying to get some minimal coverage because it's going to be like a ghost flame in the background. Can't even really see it. I'm going to probably put maybe one more on there. Let me get this dry, and then we'll come back and start doing our fire. All right, guys, you can see a slight pink tint to the body now. This body should theoretically still be black when we get done. It's going to have a more of a reddish tint to it, but it'll still be black. That's basically the same thing we've done here. So, doing our realistic flames. I just cut out this little template. I've been using it for a while. You can tell it's pretty dirty, but that's what we use to do our real fire look. And I just simply use some opaque white. You could probably, or most likely, it might be better to use some thinner white, like some detail white or something that's a little more transparent. Because you got to be really careful not to overpower the white. All right, I don't know if this is going to be a better angle for you, but we'll hope for the best. Ever so slightly. You can go back and do the opposite direction. Kind of getting the look there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you'll really see it when we get the black on there. All right, got some overlappage on the roof. I'm going to wrap this up and then we'll come back when we spray the black. All right, guys, we got all of our true fire or flames or realistic fire on there. It doesn't look like much now. It's like just a pink mottled up mess. But in theory, this body's going to be black. And let's hope it works because there's no turning back now. Now we just simply spray black over everything. And we should have some pink, ghosted, realistic looking fire flames going on in the background. So hopefully that is the case. And we're just going to hit that with our Wicked Black. Here goes nothing. All right, there's one coat. Looking pretty good. There's some pink fire in there. I know you can still see through the black, so you can't really tell what's going on. But you can kind of see it there. You got to trust the process or just hope for the best, one or the other. Right now, we're just hoping for the best today. So let me get this dry. We'll put some more black on. And next up is the fluorescent pink flames. All right, we got all of our black on. We got everything pulled out that's going to be hot pink. I started to cut around the windows. We're going to do pink around the windows to match Hara's car. Only thing is I'm not doing the side windows or the windshield yet because our roof is going to go white. The flames will go white to match the bottom. And I got a lot of tape over that and I can't really cut through it. So I'll wait and we'll have to do backtracking and spray that after the fact. But first things first, we're going to go around a lot of the flames with some fluorescent raspberry first, and then we're going to go straight into the hot pink. Keeping this to a minimum just to give it a little bit of depth since we're not doing the outline on the pink flames, and just add a little detail. All right, I did have to use my little cuticle stick that I use in every video. I had to use it to clean up some of the edges where the tape has come loose, and that's the beauty of using waterborne paint. It's easy to clean up. So we got the edges clean and we're ready to spray. Now that I see that I pulled this out, I probably should have left the side glass in, the trim. So I could have made a difference between the two colors by I could have broke them up by spraying some magenta around the window, and the magenta against the pink would have gave you some separation. So lesson learned as we go. I should have just waited and done all the windows at the same time. All right, there's one coat of the magenta or the raspberry. We're gonna get this dry, and then we'll come back straight with the hot pink, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all the fluorescent raspberry on there, and we left some space for the pink to go through to add some depth to it. Yes, lesson learned. Should have left that window in there, but I think it's still going to look good either way. We're jumping right into Parma fluorescent pink, fast fluorescent pink, and here we go. All right, there's one coat. Probably a little wetter than it needed to be, but looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So we'll get this dry. We'll put another one on, maybe two more, probably just one more, be plenty. And then we'll start working on this white. And once we get the white done, of course, we'll have to go back now and backtrack and do our pink around the front glass. So we're almost there. All right, guys, we got all the pink on. I went ahead and put a coat of white on because I believe I'm going to attempt to outline all the white flames in silver. Again, I should have done that when I had it initially, when the body was still clear. But in order to be able to see it, I sprayed some white over everything. That way I can get my eyes on the flames there instead of trying to look down in this body being all the black in a dark spot. We're going to attempt to cut all the outlines, and we'll be right back after we cut that out, because then we'll spray the flames white, then do our silver. All right, guys, we got everything trimmed out. We got our outline that's going to be silver. We've got silver on the side and our graphic on the hood. We got to do a little bit of back and forth here to get the pink window trim. So we're going to spray our white, then we're going to peel out all of our outline, spray our silver, back everything with gray, and right before we spray the pink, we're going to put a coat of 40/50 gloss clear over the white anywhere that's near the pink, because we don't want them two to wick together, and this will help create a barrier to keep that from wicking into each other. So let's get the white on there and get this thing knocked out. All right, just normal opaque white, and we're using our gallery airbrush again. I'm liking it. This is the third paint job we've done with it. All right, there's one coat. We'll get that dry, and then we'll spray the silver. So we'll be right back when we get ready to spray some silver. All right, guys, we got everything pulled out. It's going to be silver. We're going to use the Wicked Aluminum. That's one of my favorite silvers. It's more of a metallic color versus a pearl. Once we get that on, we'll back it with gray, and then the only thing left is these windows, and we can do the unveil. All right, there's one coat of silver. Can't really see it. Don't look much different than the clear, but once we get that backed up with gray, you'll see it pop a little bit. So we're going to knock that out. Come back, we'll do these windows, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, guys, we got the last three windows peeled out. This is our back and forth deal. I'm going to put a coat of 40/50 gloss clear. I'm going to spray it directly over the clear areas, and to help seal the edge of this white and to cover some of the white up. We did back everything with gray already, but I want to seal that edge just to keep the red or the pink from weeping into the white, because it will eventually, unless you put some kind of blocker. It usually just does this with water-based paint. I never had the issue with solvent-based paints, but like I said in many other videos, it might look good today, it might look good next week, but eventually it will start to wick into the white and turn it like a baby pink. Or if it's yellow, it'll start making it orange. So this is like a bleed checker. So it dries clear. It's not going to affect the color of the pink. And then hopefully it'll protect us from any bleed through. In less words than I just said. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Appreciate you hanging out with me to paint another body. And as always, the most satisfying part of painting your RC body is peeling off this film and revealing all of your hard work. This one wasn't too much of a challenge, but more so, I was a little bit off today. Had to redo several things, but we pushed through it, and kapowie! Check it out. I think it looks pretty cool. It is not perfect. It is handmade, but yeah, I really like it. I had a viewer reach out or commented a few weeks ago about scanning in his window mask and doing the outline. I'm definitely going to try that next time, because hand cutting this windows and trying to make them consistent while they're on the body is not the easiest thing in the world to do. That's the only way I've ever done it, but it makes perfectly good sense to scan it and then put it in your Cricut machine, and you can make your own, and you can adjust the width of your outline. But anyways, that thing looks pretty cool. We're going to throw a few decals on it, get it back on the car, and we finally have a completed project. It's been a minute since we had one completely done. So let's get some decals on it and put it on the car. All right, guys, that's a wrap for tonight's video. Looks pretty cool with all the decals on it. We didn't use many. The kit does come with window, it's like a tinted glass, and a couple other trim pieces to black out some of the spoiler area. Comes with some Dune Master and some random Kyosho stuff. And this is all the interior. We did not paint the driver figure. You're not really going to see much in this body, the way we got the windows trimmed out. But you do get all the details for your little driver. And probably the coolest stickers on there are these right here. Check out the link below if you want to get some of those. But yeah, we finally got one done. I say it's done, but we do have a different wheel and tire combo that we're going to try out on this car. But at least for now, it looks really good with the stock wheels on there. So stay tuned for any future updates on this car. It may be different wheels and tires. We may run it with this, so look for a running video soon. So yeah, check it out. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. I appreciate you hanging out with me and painting another body. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're there, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the link below for your super cool little stickers. Appreciate the support. Come back Wednesday. We have some more updates, and we'll have some more items on the whiteboard. We just removed one today. So tune in Wednesday for our update, and we'll see you then. Thanks.